Hello! Inspiration Ray here. So what is Crack-a-lackin'? This is going to be a martial arts and me episode. And this is going to be me breaking down quite a bit of detail, I think, of why I think there is a difference between Hollywood martial art films, or Hollywood films that involve martial arts, and the true martial art films, as I call them, which is done by Cine Asia. The example of these are both very good films. I love both of them. Avengement with Scott Adkins in. That's a Hollywood made one. It's done by, I don't know who it's done by, I can't remember. Dazzler Media and Bell Big Entertainment. And this one, as you can't really see it that well, but on the bottom, I'll bring it closer. Where is it? You can see a little gold sign there. That says Cine Asia. And that's on the back with Tony Jaa, another one of my favourites. And that's how you know they're different. That's the first little thing. The second thing, so let's go with the thing, talk about the thing that are similar with both films, no matter what. Both genre of martial arts, Hollywood or true martial arts, I've noticed both of them have got very similar story, very simple stories. It normally involves some sort of bad guy, them going after the bad guy for revenge, or because they got set up for something, or because they got something stolen off them. For example, on the Bucker, he goes after the bad guy because they steal a Buddha's head. That obviously means a lot to his country. This one, Scott Adkins gets set up by his brother for murder, basically set up by his brother because he messed up a crime, and then he's an embarrassment to his brother, so he sets him up. That's what I mean. Simple stories. That is where both of those two films have things in common. But the two main difference is the style of martial arts, how it's performed in the films, and the environment. I know the environment sounds stupid because they're different martial arts films, but I mean how the martial artists use their environment. So a sample of that is in Anabucker, and a very lot of the Cine Asia martial art films, you will notice that the fighting is not backwards and forwards, which is the main difference. What I mean by that is, apart from maybe a couple of films like The Legend of Zed in the IP Man spin-off film they did with Max Zane, he does Wu Chin, and there is a bit of battles to force him. But back to the point, most martial art films will not have that. True martial art films, which are done by Cine Asia, will have it where the fights are pretty much, the opponent is equal to the person they are fighting. It is non-stop, and it's not like battles and forwards, as in, for example, Avengement. Not Avengement. Is it Avengement? Yes, Avengement. I'm trying to think of the other films. Avengement, yeah. He basically gets beaten up, like because he's in prison in part of it, and it pretty much in the prison scene is him gets beaten up, and then, or he gets hit a few times, and then he beats the bad guy up. Whereas in other films, true martial art films, the fighting is always, they're both always playing defense. They're both always playing attack. Like, there's very rarely you'll see a film, IP Man, this whole series, for example, Anabaka, for example, are both perfect examples where they will have fights, but you will not see the bad guy or the good guy get an upper hand. They will be, for a good 5-10 minutes, they will be solid, just battles and forward, attack and defense in both of them at the same time, and it always comes down to one little move or one little thing they do just to become better than the other person. Another good thing in that, Kung Fu Killer, another good martial arts film with Donnie Yen in. The bad guy goes after guys that are like got specialities. So at one point he fights a guy who's an amazing kicker, another point he fights a grappler, another point he fights a guy that's a puncher, another point he fights a guy that's a weapons expert. And at the end of the film, obviously, he goes against Donnie Yen, and it is a backwards and forwards fight until one little move at the end where Donnie Yen just gets the upper hand. That's always what I love about the true martial art films, and the thing I find different. Another good example is Triple Threat with Scott Adkins in, Tony Jaa, Michael Bisping, Michael J. White, and a few other people in it. Most of the fights in that are literally backwards and forwards, as in, for example, the final fight is Scott Adkins versus Tony Jaa and another martial artist, I don't know his name. And he basically beats them, whoops them, and then Tony Jaa's character comes back at the end and beats him. That's what I mean by backwards and forwards. In Hollywood films, I always find that the good guy gets an ass whooped, then they come back and beat the bad guy, and that's it. Whereas if you watch true martial art films like Cine Asia ones, the ones that Cine Asia do, you will never see that. You will just see a constant fight between two expert martial artists that will last about 5-10 minutes, and then at the last minute of the fight, the good guy will get the upper hand. But it's by one little move, one little sneak attack that the bad guy doesn't notice. That's the one big difference, and the difference that I think what makes it a true martial arts film. The second big difference is the environment. Hollywood films tend to put people through the environments, as in someone will get kicked through a wall, or they get kicked through a door, or some sort of environment. But with martial arts films, again, Anabaka 2 I believe it is, or 3, they use the environment. Most martial arts like Cineworld, again, another good film that does it is The Legend of Legend of Sea, the IP spin-off film. He uses the environment, and there's one point in the film where he's literally going up billboards and signs and using the environment, like kicking people off them, swinging off billboards to kick people. That's what I mean by the environment. Anabaka 2. There's a fight scene in the film where they are literally using an elephant, like jumping off the elephant to attack, using the elephant as a prop, going under the elephant and using it to kick. Like, that's what I mean by the environment. That's the other major difference, in my opinion. So, yeah. There you go. I'm going to leave it there, but that's why I think there is a true difference between true martial arts film and also with martial arts films, true martial arts films, on a, like Cinema Asia, whatever you call it. I always feel like the fights always get better and better and better and better. I always feel like they elevate the fights throughout the film as well, like, just get it better and better. Alright, I'll be in a minute. Yeah, they get better, better, better and better, and just keep getting better, whereas I feel Hollywood films is literally just, bang, one clash, and they don't get better as they go on. Or they just have one big final showdown, should I say. Martial art films don't do that. They have several fights, and each time they fight each other, it gets better and better and better, whether it be good guy against 10 people, or a whole group, or a whole army. That's the three big differences I've noticed with martial art films. Again, that's just my opinion, and that doesn't mean I don't respect the Scott Adkins or any of the other big martial arts guys that do Hollywood films, because I do. I respect the hell out of them. I respect the hell out of any martial arts is, because I just think it's an amazing craft that they've learned, an amazing craft to watch. So my respect goes to any of them, whether they do Hollywood or Asian cinema films. It's just what I've noticed from watching martial arts films for years and years and years. Hope that explains to you why I think there's a difference in Hollywood films, martial arts, and true martial art films, Cine Asia ones. Hope you enjoy this video. I'll be back a bit later on to do a Just Cause video. I have to grind them on it a little bit first. So yeah, I'll see you on the other side. Peace.